Hello, my name is Fiona Lawton, and I'm going to be talking about my photo photography assignment for Life magazine. So, the picture I picked is of a Korean officer. Well, it's actually like three Korean officers, and they got known for like really enjoying their job, and they would be on these wooden platforms in the middle of the intersection, and they were so graceful with their movements. People like were calling them ballerinas, saying that they had like ballerina movements going on, which I just found that funny. So that really stood out to me. And it's like on the page, it has like a collage of multiple photos taken. So I found that pretty interesting. And I feel like people really enjoyed their humor at that time because if you look at this entire magazine for this date, a lot of it's humorous and there's like a couple serious snippets, but they're like kind of hidden. They're in small texts and it's just like on the side of a page, not involving the context of the actual page, if that makes sense. So like everything in this magazine is like really goofy, not really serious. So I felt like that was just kind of the theme for the time. And so I found like people probably found this very funny. Because I found this pretty funny. They've got to find it funny if they published it. So I just feel like that's what really interested people at the time for this magazine. And there was a lot of other advertisements in this magazine that stood out to me. One in particular was there was a lot of Listerine advertisements, and they were really, really creative. Nothing like you'd see nowadays. And a lot of it were like stories. So, like, one of the stories that stood out to me was like a romance going on, and it was like a couple, and the girl had brushed her teeth with like Listerine toothpaste, and then the guy was like, "Oh, you're bathed. You're clean, so I'll kiss you." And so, like, it was kind of creative because it was like a little love poem. And I just found that pretty cute. And some other details that stood out to me in this magazine was the letter to authors little snippet on the Listerine page. I'll add both of them, the one that I picked and the Listerine one, but you could see on the author's note there's two different stories. One of them is about flat chested girls, and it was a girl who sent in a letter basically telling men to stop shaming flat chested women because they didn't have a choice and that Mother Nature chose it for them. And then the second one is about a lynch, like a lynch trial, like somebody getting hung. And it was like a personal input, kind of like their opinion about it. And it was just really interesting. And I'm like, how do these two things correlate, especially with a Listerine advertisement? And then three Korean road sign people, navigators, were doing ballerina movements. I just found it really interesting and really funny and really goofy, so that's why I picked it. And it's also because it was my birthday, June 23rd. So maybe there's some like correlation. Who knows? But that's the reason why I picked this magazine. And I hope you enjoyed.